Welcome to the Thread of Thought podcast, baby. This is the first episode. This is the first episode of 10 episodes. Yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of things in this episode, in this podcast, actually. Yeah, man, we're just going to be talking about literally everything from my experiences with, trying to build a brand, with, some of the things that some of the thoughts that I've had when it comes to, trying to, make my brand a lot better. Yeah, so yeah, man, welcome to the Thread of Thought podcast. Yeah, man, I'm going to try and also have some people here. I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe I'll call them. I don't know, shit, something like that. Anyway, this is the first episode. This is episode one. This is, yeah, man, build a buzz around your brand. So yeah, man. This is not to say, that I've literally know everything when it comes to building a buzz around your brand. Don't get me wrong. If you go to my Instagram page right now, I'm rolling around, 430 followers. I know, right? So yeah, man, if you think, maybe what I'm about to say in here is a lot of trash because I don't even have that many followers, then yeah, man, I don't know, man, then you can turn this off, I guess. But all I know is that followers don't even mean anything if you don't have the right followers. You can have just 1,000 followers, and if that 1,000 followers, if they all always buy whatever you drop, then it's a whole lot better than having 30,000 followers and only have, like, I don't know, 200 people that buy your match whenever you drop. So yeah, man, today we're going to be talking about, building a buzz around your brand. I've had some thoughts lately. This was about like a week ago. I was thinking, about, how can I build a buzz around my brand, sort of like in a way that wouldn't actually require me a lot of effort. And what I actually thought about was, like, what if, I sort of like build like a club, sort of like around my brand, where, I would only drop like 50 or maybe 100 t-shirts, and then from there on, I would never drop them until maybe there was like a huge demand for me to actually drop them again. That way, I would actually create sort of this wave where people would want to, buy my shit. So yeah, man, I thought about that. I was like, maybe I can hit the streets, sort of profile people that I want to be part of, that I know, or sort of I recognize as somebody who actually be interested in my brand, sort of get that contact, build like this dope WhatsApp group, in my WhatsApp business side, where, I would sort of drop, so where I would sort of like drop, my match over there before I actually drop it out of, on my social media platforms. So yeah, so to sort of give them a chance to feel like, they're sort of in this exclusive club where, they sort of get to see and order my match first and stuff like that. So yeah, man, that was like sort of the thought that I had. And yeah, I think it might work, it could work. So yeah, man, stay tuned for that. Maybe, I'll get a camera and then hit the streets, and sort of like, you'd watch me, rolling around the streets asking people for numbers, sort of explaining. Yeah, man, or even get some flyers. Yeah, actually, that would be better. Get some flyers, stand at a corner, switch places around the day, and sort of like just give out flyers, explaining, what the brand's about, the exclusive drops and everything like that. Yeah, man, just sort of, I wouldn't necessarily like just give it to anybody. I'm not trying to give it to an old man. Old people, I don't think they would be interested in streetwear. I don't even think they would get home and actually give the flyer to their grandchild. So yeah, man, I would actually, be sort of like on the lookout for like the people who I would think, would be interested in getting in buying my shit. So yeah, man, that's sort of like the first way I was thinking about doing this whole shit. So yeah, man, because in the beginning, I thought maybe I was just going to get like I was just going to like design a dope design, just put it on the t-shirt, put it online, social media platforms, and it would just, bang, sales are coming through and everything like that. But yeah, that's not how it worked out so far. I have managed to make sales, uh, uh, purely just because the design was dope. I have managed to make sales in that way. uh but yeah, man, some of the sales that I've managed to make, I've had to like promote my posts, so that more people could see them, more people could be interested. So yeah, man, that's sort of the way that I've managed to do that. And Instagram has been like my biggest platform where I've had a lot of customers, people interested, and sort of stuff like that. So yeah, man, those are the ways that you can use to sort of like bring some type of brand awareness and buzz around your brand. You can also use YouTube the same way that I'm using right now, to sort of expose your brand, man. More people have to say it, more people have to love it, sort of stuff like that. Um, and I've also come to realize that I may also have to explain some of my designs, but in like a cool, creative way, because like I've realized that some of the people like are weirded out because of the designs that I put on my t-shirt. But then you know what? They're not the target market. People, niggas that are buying that shit without even asking me what it means, I would like to believe that they actually understand what it means, because you know you cannot please everybody. You cannot please everybody. So do not try to please everybody when you're trying to build a buzz behind for your brand. Do not try to sort of like always listen to people's suggestions, because they will always be different. Somebody else is going to come through and see your brand and realize, wait, I don't like this design, or I don't like this collection, or how about you add this and this and this. Nah, man, do not allow people to move you off of your center. If this is how you want people to perceive your brand, stick to that. There will be people who will come through and still think it's cool, and that way you're going to start building a buzz around your brand. One t-shirt at a time, one design at a time. Do not waver, do not switch around and try to to please everybody. Do not try to make this type of designs and then switch over and make these type of designs. Nah, man, your brand has to be recognizable. If your brand is about designing weird shit, then let your brand be about that. Or maybe if you just want to release a collection about weird shit, release a collection about that. It doesn't matter. Just stay true to the sort of personality that you want to give your brand and the people that you're trying to attract. So yeah, man, building a buzz around your brand, I think do it organically. If you get me, do not try to just get a celebrity to wear your brand and then boom, you get a few sales, and then after that, you don't know what to do anymore, because the wave is sort of like died out, and now people still do not understand what your brand stands for. They just saw it on a cool celebrity and that was it. The celebrity that you even put that t-shirt on, didn't even have this, didn't even share the same values as your brand does. So do not try to just do that, because that wave is short-lived. That wave is not going to sustain the brand for like a few years to come. So yeah, man, we have all seen this, especially in South Africa. We have all seen this way even celebrities have tried to start their own brands and they still failed. And it just goes to show that it's not about just having a cool person wear your brand. You have to sort of like create a brand where a lot more people, ordinary people, sort of identify with the brand, and they would like to wear the brand and sort of represent the message that your brand is sort of like trying to get out there. So do not try to just create a short-lived buzz by trying to get celebrities to wear your shit. We have had like what was that brand by Casper? Was it Money Tree? Family Tree. It was Family Tree. We have also had who's that dude? I forgot him. He also tried to make a brand. A lot of local celebrities have tried creating brands, and they haven't really sort of like lifted off and sort of became this a legitimate business where it was making a lot of money and people sort of recognized it. It was a short-lived buzz. So if you're trying to create a true buzz for your brand, stick to the messaging of your brand. Come up with interesting, unique ways to sort of spread out the message. Some of the things that I've thought about was like, for every collection that I drop, I'm going to sort of like make an ad video, sort of like explaining the collection that I'm dropping, sort of like make so yeah sort of like making an ad video with a good camera, good quality, and everything like that. Sort of that way, I'm sort of like solidifying my brand message, into people's minds. So for example, maybe if I'm dropping my canvas collection, yeah, for my for the brand, Urban Culture Collection. If I'm dropping the canvas collection, I'm going to sort of make an ad video where I'm going to be talking about the true essence of being an artist. The sort of like painting your whole artistry on your canvas, sort of like discovering new ways in which you can make your artistry better and everything like that, using the canvas as sort of like a representation of your journey, as discovering yourself as an artist. It can be any type of form of art or of artistry. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be just you being an artist, being a painter, or being a how can I put this, being a painter, or drawing or everything like that. Now, Urban Culture Canvas, represents, literally anybody who is into, any type of form of art. It can literally be from anything from acting to music, to dancing, everything. It sort of includes everybody. So yeah, when I'm dropping a collection, I'm going to be focusing on sort of like that aspect, of my collection, and then sort of like trying to connect with the person that's going to watch that ad video and potentially buy whatever it is I'm selling. Because yeah, I think it's all about trying to make that genuine connection between you and your target market. So yeah, man, that's how you can slowly create a buzz for your brand. So yeah, man, I'm not saying that influencers cannot help. Obviously, influencers can help with sort of trying to broaden this buzz for your brand and everything like that. And also, when it comes to that, also work with influencers that that also are your target market. You know what I'm saying? Do not target an influencer who's like into fitness and everything like this, and your brand is about people about and the brand is about people who are into and a certain art form. It's not going to work out. Do not target like a makeup influencer, and you're trying to get her to wear your shit. It doesn't make sense. Like, why is your okay? But then maybe I might be wrong. With a makeup influencer, it can work. You can do that, but you get what I'm saying. Like, always get an influencer who sort of believes and aligns herself with the brand. You can sort of go through their social media feed, and you can sort of see if this influencer is the perfect influencer for you to sort of like pay for them to sort of make a video or wear your stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, man, you always have to always work with people who align with your brand messaging. Urban Culture Canvas, as I've said, is my brand messaging. So yeah, man, you always have to sort of try to interact with people who are into a certain art form, and they've really like excelled in that certain art form, to a point where they can even influence other people, and through that they can sort of align their art form with your brand, and sort of like influence people to also try to wear your brand in a way as to sort of identify with you with your brand messaging. And also your stuff has to be like top quality. That's another thing that it's going to help you create a buzz for your brand. Your brand has to be top quality. Do not try to sort of like stay mediocre and still do the same dumb things that all these local brands that pop up every day are doing. You have to sort of source out a great manufacturer that's going to supply you with good quality t-shirts. You have to make sure that those t-shirts are private branded. They have to be private branded if you're trying to create this certain perception about your brand that it's of high quality. Your designs, man, your designs have to also align with whatever your brand is all about. Even if it may seem as if the designs that you put on a t-shirt are not designs that align with your brand, you have to be able to sort of explain those designs to help make people understand. So yeah, to make people understand that it still is something that aligns with your brand. So yeah, man, those are sort of the things that you can create to help create a buzz for your brand. A good photo shoot is also something that's going to be great. You also have to identify the areas in which you're going to take photos for your brand. Don't just go take a photo at a railway. Like, why? What does your brand have to do with you taking photos at a railway? It doesn't make any sense. So always make sure that the locations that you take these photos also sort of shouts the same message as your brand. If it's for example, my brand, Urban Culture Canvas, obviously these are going to be photo shoots that are going to happen in urban settings, with sort of like surrounded with that whole brand messaging. So yeah, man, stuff like that. Something that I've also thought about is try to always sort of start small collaborations. It doesn't necessarily have to be your brand collaborating with another brand. You can also collaborate with people who you think share the same values for your brand. With me, I could maybe for the Urban Culture Canvas, I could actually get somebody who paints on canvases, to sort of like create a painting which I could possibly print on a t-shirt, and that way we can sort of like do a collaboration, and we can maybe share the proceeds, or maybe we could say we are taking we are going to take the proceeds to charity and everything like that. It doesn't always necessarily have to be about making profits. If it's going to be something that is going to be charitable, it's still helping the brand be discovered by new people. So so it still goes back to the same thing of trying to create a buzz for your brand. A buzz for your brand doesn't necessarily always have to be you making profits. You always know that the more people discover your brand, the more people are going to be buying your brand. Obviously, even if you have like 100,000 followers, all those not all those followers are going to be buying a brand, but that if you go from 100,000 followers to 120, at least you might have gained like 102 or maybe 500 people that are going to be part of the people who are going to buy when you drop when you drop a collection, or you drop a t-shirt, or whatever you drop the next time you do drop. So yeah, man, it goes to that whole thing. And yeah, just never give up. Starting a brand, especially in South Africa, is hard. It's really hard. You don't have a lot of platforms or places where you can just pop up and people are going to assist you with starting out, with like discovering places in which you can get your stuff printed, places in which you can get your custom stuff made. Maybe you want a custom t-shirt, or custom whatever it is, labels, packaging, everything like this. It's a very sort of like secretive place to sort of like start to maneuver in South Africa, because like everybody is trying to be competitive. But I actually do not understand, like, I understand being competitive, but I feel like this information should be readily available. We are a country where a lot of youth is unemployed. The best thing you can do is sort of try to help somebody who in turn is going to help by employing a lot of people. So yeah, man, if you're trying to start out a brand in South Africa, you already know that it's going to be hard. You already know that you should not give up. I did say in my past videos, I started this shit in 2017, but I'm still going hard at it. I'm not going to give up, and neither should you. Yeah, either way, if you thinking about starting, what you should know is it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, man. Most likely, it's not going to be something that's just going to pop off and start making you this a lot of profits in like the first or second year. It's going to be a journey, and it's a journey in which you need a lot of information to sort of find your way through it. You still have the big mountain of trying to sort of figure out what type of brand you want to be, what type what that brand is going to stand for, what that brand is going to be about, what messaging your brand is going to sort of send out to people, and everything like that. Because you have to always think about it as a way in which well, why should your customer be buying your brand? That what type of value does that brand give your customer? Does it give them a type of value, maybe on an emotional aspect? Does it give them some type of value, or maybe on a societal aspect? Maybe when they wear it, they get a lot of attention. They feel good about your brand. You always have to keep such stuff in mind when you are trying to figure out how you're going to create a buzz for your brand and everything like that. So yeah, man, you also have to think about the name of your brand. Is it something catchy? Is it something easily recognizable? Is it something that people are going to easily remember? With my brand, the name is sort of long, but I definitely know that nobody's going to forget AT and LN. It's that. So I've sort of abbreviated it and created a logo around that. And I certainly know that nobody's going to forget that. Even if you forget that, you're not going to forget Urban Culture Canvas, which is the slogan for my brand. You're not going to forget that, and it's always going to be something that's easily recognizable when somebody sees it. So you also have to sort of try and come up with something that's easy, something or you can even try to come up with something that has always been used but hasn't been trademarked. For example, in South Africa, with the Batu footwear company, Batu is sort of like a word that has always been used, as sort of like a slang word, for shoes, for sneakers and everything like that. And they have trademarked that and have created a successful brand around that, that easily pronounceable and known word that has been always a word that has always been used in South Africa. So yeah, man, it can be something just as easy as that, which can easily trigger an interest. Once somebody hears your brand's name, they will never forget about it and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it is a rough environment in South Africa when it comes to trying to start a brand. But yeah, man, just try and create a buzz for your brand, man. Try and be a good designer. Do not be lazy. Do not just slap stupid things on a t-shirt and expect people to buy your t-shirt for like $400. If a person is going to buy a t-shirt for like $400, at least have good packaging. Have at least make sure that your t-shirt is private labeled. At least make sure that you have hang tags. At least make sure that everything is top notch. And it creates this sort of like a beautiful unboxing experience, which in turn is going to help people start talking about your brand, and actually have new people discover your brand through people who are going to be highly impressed because of your brand. So yeah, man, that's how it is when it comes to trying to create a buzz for your brand. In this excuse me, That and so yeah, that's how you try to create a buzz for your brand. It's going to be hard, man. It's going to be hard. You're going to feel like giving up most of the times. I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to feel like giving up. Maybe you might even try to take a break, so that you can like come back at it again, stuff like that. So yeah, man, this is and I'm not saying that the challenges that I went through are the same challenges that you're going to go through. Maybe it might be smooth sailing for you. You might maybe easily discover the people that you want to sell to. You might easily create designs and everything like that, which people are going to naturally and immediately gravitate to, and you're going to sort of dive in and just start to create sales. Another thing that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. We know how skeptical it is for South Africans when it comes to buying stuff online. For them, to sort of like type in their card information and everything like that. So yeah, that's also going to be something that you're going to try and sort of like push through. I don't know, you could create videos or whatever it is to sort of like ease people's minds, when it comes to ordering stuff online on your brand. You can maybe like get influencers to sort of create videos or video tutorials, of how they ordered, how long it took and everything like that, sort of like creating a review or on your website, and how long it takes, if the website is easy to sort of like navigate around and everything like that. So yeah, man, the main thing when it comes to like creating a buzz, it's sort of like making sure that the customer is at ease, making sure that the customer fully trusts, that once they place an order, it's going to come through. The last thing you want is like to get bad reviews on from customers about your brand, so stuff like that. So yeah, man, go out there and create a buzz for your brand, man. Go out there and kill it, like go out there and yeah, man, and just do it. You have to do it. And the biggest influencer for your own brand, it has to be you. Do not try, and this is something that after I try to do, for the first years of my brand. This is when I used to also have somebody who I started the brand with. Unfortunately, things happened, they fell off, and now I'm left alone, pushing this brand. It's like, and I tried, to sort of like push them to be sort of like the image and the face of the brand. Sort of people, sort of like thought that he was the owner and everything, and I just wanted to be in the background, sort of like handling the manufacturing of the t-shirts and the printing and everything like that. And once I was alone, I sort of realized that I have to be the biggest influencer for my own brand. And that's why something that you also have to do if you're trying to create a buzz for your brand is make sure that people are also seeing you as the owner, standing behind your brand, and actually also, and being proud and trusting the quality of your own stuff. Go out there and post, always wear your brand, the streets, everywhere, be proud, and sort of like influence it. The last thing you want is for people to sort of like start questioning, why the owner of the brand, isn't wearing his own brand, like why aren't you proud of your own brand, stuff like that. So yeah, be proud of it, wear it everywhere, wherever you go, sort of like always talk about it with new people, yeah, man. The more you do it, the more people discover about it. So the more people who might potentially be biased in the future, are knowing about your brand. So yeah, man, be your biggest influencer. You have to be your biggest influencer for your own brand. You have to wear it, you have to be proud of it. That way it sort of like creates a trust, for your customers to also come through and be interested in also buying your own brand. So yeah, man, go out there and create a buzz for your brand, man. It doesn't matter if you're starting from 0 followers. It doesn't matter if you're starting from 0 sales. Just go out there and do it. Just go out there and do it, man. So yeah, man, again, welcome to the Thread of Thought podcast. Yes, man, I'm going to be talking about all the fails that I've went through, all the L's that I've taken. Yeah, man, welcome to the Thread of podcast, my G. Welcome to the Thread of podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Also, do not like to like and subscribe, post down in the comments what what else you'd like me to talk about. If you have any questions for me or any stuff like that. Yeah, man. Peace.